Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Waterloo West High School's 150th annual commencement ceremony. Before we get too far into the program tonight, I do want to thank a few groups. Obviously, the band and our music program. We've got the choir behind us. I want to thank the Air Force, JROTC, and our amazing counseling crew. They've worked really hard to put this program together. So how about a quick round of applause for those groups? Thank you so much. All right, we got some pretty excited graduates in that tunnel. If we could get some music, could you please stand and greet Waterloo West High's class of 2025. Please remain standing, and gentlemen, remove your hats for the presentation of colors, followed by our national anthem sung by our choir, and then the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Celestine Ngulu.
At this time, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
All right, you may be seated. At this time, we'd like to acknowledge any veterans in our audience. Would anyone who has served or is currently serving in our nation's military please rise and be recognized in the audience? Thank you all for your service to our country. You may notice that some of our seniors this evening are wearing a red, white, and blue cord. That's to signify their commitment to the armed forces upon graduation. How about a round of applause for those students? Thank you. It is now my privilege to introduce to you Jana Gomez, our student body president, so she can deliver her president address.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jana Gomez, and I am beyond honored to stand here before you this evening as the class of 2024 to 2025 student body president. To be completely honest, I loved everything about being president, but the one thing I dreaded the most was this very speech. As I sat down and began to decide what I should talk about, the same theme always made its way around. As cliche as it sounds, I am asking every single one of you to live in the moment. Starting right now, take it all in and remember every little thing about this moment. I know, you're tired of hearing this from everyone, but I'm here to remind you again. Throughout high school, you faced challenges and it was easy to disassociate and go through the motions of life in a fog. But it's once we wake up, we realize what we actually missed. The second we walked into the doors on our first day of school and heard the loud cheers coming from link crew leaders, we thought, man, I can't wait to get out of this place. The countdown to graduation began before we had even experienced what high school was like. As many of you can assume, we couldn't wait for senior year to be done with. We'd finally be done spending 10 minutes every day looking for parking when we came back from the WCC. We'd finally be done with high school and be able to go out into the real world. These 4 years flew by so fast that some of us haven't even realized what is happening. This has us realizing that maybe high school wasn't as bad as we thought it was. Seeing familiar faces in the hallway day after day, the crowded staircases, the countless assemblies, football games, everything, wasn't actually that bad. Maybe, after all, we will miss West High and all it holds. One thing West High holds for me is spaces where I feel comfortable being me. As a junior, I was pulled aside by Miss McLean. "You need to run for president," she told me. I said I would think about it, which really meant I was gonna go home and talk to my friends and laugh it off. I could never do something like that. I couldn't get in front of the whole school and give a speech, let alone get out of bed every Wednesday morning in time to make it to Senate meetings. But then, when I got home that night, I brought it up to my mom. I should have known better than to bring it up to her, because I knew it was no longer going to be my decision. I had to run for president. "You can do hard things," she reminded me, like she so often does. I heard it enough times where I normally just let it go and never gave it a second thought. But this time, I really took a step back and thought about it and decided to live in the moment. I really could do hard things. What was I gonna lose if I ran? What was the worst that could happen? The only thing holding me back was fear. So no matter what comes your way, never shy away from a challenge, even if that means facing one of your biggest fears in front of the entire student body. Little did I know that decision would be one of the best decisions I've made in my whole high school career. Senate became one of my many safe spaces, and for that, I'm eternally grateful. So here we are today, living in this very moment. We are surrounded by familiar faces one last time, about to go off and face all of the challenges life throws at us. We have always dreamt of this day. So again, take it all in, remember every moment. Because like Taylor Swift said, make the friendship bracelets, take the moment and taste it. You've got no reason to be afraid. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Thank you, Jana, and congratulations. I would now like to introduce to you all this year's valedictorian, Kanan Shlivo. Kanan has earned the honor of valedictorian by maintaining the highest grade point average throughout his 4 years. Kanan, I invite you to the podium to present your 2025 valedictorian address.
Thank you, Mr. Mihi, and good evening, everyone. Good evening, families, friends, teachers, staff, and to my fellow graduates, the class of 2025. We've finally made it. If I'm being honest, this moment feels a little surreal. After everything we've been through, the late nights, early mornings, laughing in the hallways, and those when will this ever end type days, we've finally made it. And we did not just barely make it, but rather we made it with strength, with heart, and with courage. And because of this, I've been thinking about what defines us, not just as students, but as a people, as a class, and as a community. And one word keeps coming back to me: resilient. It's not a loud word, nor does it demand any attention, but it does mean everything. Resilience was showing up when things were hard. It was about finding ways to move forward even when our paths were not clear. And it was bending without breaking when the time required us to do so. But here's the thing. Resilience does not happen in isolation. It grows from community, our community. Because being resilient doesn't always mean doing it all on your own. Sometimes it means having someone there to remind you that you can keep going. And that's what made these years at West so special. This place never let us feel like we had to carry it all by ourselves. Whether it was a friend who checked in, a teacher who offered a little more time on that one assignment, or a staff member who smiled at us on a particularly hard day. This school, these people, gave us the strength to be resilient. They reminded us that community is not just about being in the same place. It's about showing up for each other, celebrating our wins, no matter how big or how small. It was about lifting each other up when we needed it most. That support, that connection is what helped us bounce back again and again. So, to my fellow graduates, I hope you're as proud of yourselves as I am of you. We've learned that success is not always about perfect grades or flawless plans. Sometimes it's just about continuing, trying again, and not giving up. And now, as we step into a world full of even more change, we know this one thing, and it is that change does not define us. It is the way we define ourselves, by the way we respond, and by being together. So here's to the moments that shaped us, the long nights, the hallway laughs, the surprise friendships we made along the way, and the conversations that made the tougher days a little bit easier. Here's to the people we've become, thoughtful, resilient, and never alone. Class of 2025, this is not our end. It is only the start of 1,000 new beginnings. And whatever comes next, I know we're ready. So thank you, and congratulations. And from the bottom of my heart, it's been an honor to grow up alongside you guys.
Thank you, Kanan, and congratulations. If you could take a look at your programs, I'd like to draw your attention to some of the different notes that are made in there. You'll notice that by many of our graduates' names, there are a variety of notations representing academic accomplishments. Those students that have maintained a 3.0 to a 3.49 during their 4 years are recognized with one flying W. The students who have maintained a 3.5 to a 3.99 throughout their 4 years have 2 of the flying W's. And after that, we've got the students, several who have had a 4.0 throughout their entire career, and they have 3 flying W's next to their names. Could those students just quickly stand up? Those of you on the floor with the flying W's by your name, just stand up really quick. I know we didn't practice this, but come on. How about that? Look at all these kids. All right, you guys can have a seat. We didn't practice that, but I thought it was important that they stand up. The next groups to be recognized have been engaged in advanced coursework throughout their high school career. You'll see students with an H by their names. That stands for honors diploma. Those students got way more credits than they needed to and took advanced coursework throughout their 4 years. After that, we've got the IB cohort. That's notated with an IB in the program, but they're also wearing IB cohort cords this evening. Finally, we have the biliteracy seal, and I want to note that there are 2 different groups, a candidate and a recipient. The recipients have just not yet had their biliteracy work graded, but those students are fluent in 2 languages and have proven that through their coursework. So congratulations to all these hardworking Wallhawks. How about another round of applause for them? All right, for our final senior speaker, we've got Senior Eris Johnson. Could she please come to the podium and deliver our final senior address?
Good evening. My name is Eris Johnson. The first thing I want to say is congratulations. We've made it. You can finally release that exhale. Today is filled with a lot of emotions, happiness, relief, sadness, uncertainty. uncertainty for what our future holds during these unprecedented times. But what I am certain of is that we are all destined for greatness. We may not achieve it straight out of high school during our first year of college or first job, but I know each and every one of you will achieve greatness in some shape or form. It's just a matter of how you define greatness. I define greatness as pursuing your dreams in the face of hardships, of not letting anything get in the way of your goals, not even failure. Greatness looks like you, sitting in your cap and gown, poised to receive your diploma. Don't downplay this moment. It's a great thing to be a high school grad, and even better to be a Waterloo West high school grad. So, what's next? How are you going to continue to be great? Maybe we'll start with a failure, an attempt that doesn't initially go your way, but winds up being something that changes the world. We need to get over our fear of failure. Let's start. Failing is fine. Say it with me, failing is fine. The second part to that statement, as long as I get back up and try again. Fail with confidence, trying to do something that has never been done or doing something you have never done. For some of us, our first taste of failure was in high school. A test, a class, a relationship, a job, but look at us. We made it to graduation, and that in itself begins or extends our greatness. How are you going to achieve your greatness? I don't know how you will accomplish it, but one thing I do know is when the going gets tough, keep going. When it seems like the world is ending, keep going. When nothing seems to be going your way, keep going. The world needs your talent, your success, and your failures. The world needs your own special form of greatness. Keep going and never stop. And lastly, be yourself. I tell you about the pursuit of greatness, about succeeding and failing, because the world right now is not rooting for us. We have to be our own biggest cheerleaders. We have to believe in our own greatness and the greatness of the people around us. We have to chart our own future in the midst of a chaotic and crazy world. We have to keep going no matter what, because who else is going to change the world? And one last thing, free Palestine, free Congo, free Sudan. None of us are free until all of us are free. Thank you.
Thank you, Eris, and congratulations. They're a tough act to follow. All right, be courageous. That's the title of my speech. I worked on it all night. So I'm going to ask you guys to be courageous. Just talking to the class of 2025, all right? I'm just going to lock in on you guys tonight. Be courageous. I'm asking you to do that even though sometimes I fail to do that myself. It's easy for me to stand up here and give you advice like, just do it. Go all in. All gas, no brakes. I can do that standing up here, but tonight I'm going to ask you all to go all in on your own future. I'm especially excited tonight to be standing up here knowing that exactly 30 years ago today, I was in the same spot you were in, getting ready to graduate from West High. May 28th, 1995, I was in Young Arena, Waterloo, getting ready to get my diploma from West High. I had lots of dreams and uncertainties, a heart full of hope. I see a lot of that in a lot of you, but I see so much more. I see you guys being extraordinary, and I've had the opportunity to talk to almost every one of you one-on-one, and I know what you all are capable of. You're a class that knows what it means to be resilient, as Kanan just shared with us. You've learned how to navigate a world that keeps on changing. You know how to create your own path when it's not clear which path to take. You always remember to just do you. Some of you are heading off to college, others to the workforce or the military, some apprenticeships or other adventures. And even though your journeys might not look the same, one thing you have in common is your willingness to push beyond what's comfortable. When we did our senior interviews, you told me that you hoped for yourself to get out of your comfort zone. You wanted to procrastinate less, and you wanted to achieve success. Those are not small ambitions. They take intention, they take effort, and a willingness to grow. And the truth is, to really grow, you've got to be uncomfortable. It happens when you step forward, when you're unsure. It happens when you raise your hand, when you take the leap, and when you do the hard thing now instead of waiting for the perfect moment. There's a quote I'd like to share with you by Anas Nin. She said, "Life shrinks or expands in proportion to your courage." Life shrinks or expands in proportion to your courage. Life gets wider for you. It gets more vast, and it has more meaning when you're more courageous. So class of 2025, let your life be wide, vast, and full of meaning, because you were brave enough to live it that way. And when you find the success, which I know each of you will find, I hope you'll remember something else, and that's to come back. Come back to Waterloo, and not just to visit. Come back to invest, to mentor, to lead, and to serve. We need your talents, we need your energy, and we need your stories, and we need your help to make this community stronger for the next generation that will be sitting in those seats 30 years from now. Today we celebrate your achievements. Tomorrow you'll be beginning to shape your future. And in closing, I'd like to remind you to be West one more time. Be wise in all that you do. Engage in new opportunities. Be safe as you start to navigate the adult world, and be trustworthy in all of your endeavors. If you can do those things, you will surely be successful. Congratulations, class of 2025. Your story is just beginning. Now it is my privilege, responsibility, and honor to declare to the Waterloo Board of Directors behind me and the Superintendent that the students presented today have met all of the requirements for graduation as mandated by the state of Iowa and the Waterloo Community School District. And I would introduce to you Dr. Jared Smith, Superintendent of Waterloo Community Schools. Dr. Smith.
Good evening, graduates. It's an absolute delight to be with you here tonight. On behalf of the Waterloo staff and the Board of Directors, it's a true honor to share this special moment with you and celebrate the culmination of your incredible efforts over the past several years. Your parents, grandparents, guardians, friends, and family have been instrumental in your journey. To everyone in the audience who has supported our graduates, I extend my heartfelt thank you for all that you have done. You've journeyed through elementary school, navigated middle school, and now you've reached high school graduation. There have certainly been tough times and moments when you felt like giving up. However, each one of you has persevered and made it to this special moment. For that, I commend you. It has been a privilege to serve as your superintendent. My hope is that when you look back at your time in the Waterloo schools, you remember the amazing experiences and countless opportunities that have shaped your journey. Congratulations to the class of 2025. We are incredibly proud of all that you have achieved.
All right, now the fun part. Seniors, I would now like to invite you to the stage in order to receive your diploma as your name is called.
Gabriella Lynn Ackley. Aubrey Lynn Albright. Zedekias Albright. Amara Marie Alexander. Aldine Alabegic. Deacon Dean Allen. Caleb Jeremy Anderson. John C. LeMay Ansambanda. Perion Dupree Austin. Angela Guadalupe Ayard. Alyssa Ann Bagby. Zubaida Bailey. Ariana Byramovich. Kiera Ann Bukhari. Dantrell Devon Baker. Madian Belos. Natalie Elena Barrias. Peyton James Barker. Michaela Celeste Barrett. America Barron. Perseus Batista Pedro. Emma Madison Beckman. Sadina Begich. Armin Begovich. Brianna Brene Bell. Tannen Durrell Bell. Presley M. Burns. Jalissa Ann Beckenstead. Lucian Henry Bokey. Aishanae Patricia Ann Boggs. Gloria K. Boima. Lene Hazel Boos. Neldon Ingram Bracco. Micah L. Bromley. Terrion Lamar Brown. Jonah Jackson Brunco. Haley Ryan Budke. Rachel Juliette Burtis. Michaela Bird McGee. David Andrew Bivank. Omar Gustavo Cabrera. Brooklyn Ashaya Campbell. Dora Alicia Campos Ramirez. Tanae Capel. Quincy Carrington. Finn Carroll. Jada Marie Cassis. Liberty Ann Castillo. Phineas Rudyard Chase. Anna Elise Christensen. Jackson Christensen. Kiara Isabel Cook. Noel Cooley. Abigail Leela Cooper. Des Nashawn Coronado. Caterine Guadalupe Cortez Molina. Alexander John Cowell. Kamaya Shaprice Crawford. Kaylin Rose Crawford. Bryn Jean Culpepper. Tamara Angel Rosa Marie Crawley. Andrew Lee Cusmano. Mackenzie Jean Dahl. Joshua James Damon Jr. Dalton Dana Hurdle. Kajea Maishe Davis. Nevea Shantae DeVee Davis. Takari Larae Davis. Madison Zion Davison. Amara Dewan. Marcus James De La Rosa. Brady Christopher Dean. Ophelia Princess Deba. Adnan Dedic. Alan Dedic. Abigail Ray DeGroot. Naya Faye Dellett. Robert Grant Dellett. Jasper Scott DeWolf. Wilfredo Danielson Diaz Morales. Emra Divovich. Emra Dizdarovich. Cooper Kenneth Doland. Wilasia Zentoria Douglas. Cheyenne Elise Duncan Butler. Riley Ray Dunsmore. Katia Laura Duplessis Colombo. Shemzo Jelic. Stony Cheyenne Eisen. Jonathan David Ellis. Braden Joseph Ellison. Alice Michelle England. Eric Johanan Uceda Salazar. Samantha Fenn. Anna Sofia Felipe Guzman. Raylyn Grace Ford. Freddie Armando Franco Baltazar. Xander J. Franklin. Benjamin Jared Frazier. Orton Frederick. Christian Freeman. Kevin Nicholas Silva Fulkerson. McKenna Renee Galanitz. Miguel Angel Galindo. Lucy Evalee Galloway. Miles Stormy Gardner. Gracie Joe Gates. Benjamin Patrick Gear. Cami Louise Glider. Janison Joyce Gomez. Ashley Yanira Gomez Berduo. Armando Gonzalez Ruiz. Addison Marie Good. Milagro Gracia. Madison Alexis Granahan. Jameson Lucille Grant. Ryan Moses Green. Alea Nicole Grove. Isaac Ezekiel Gustafson. Caden J. Hamilton. Dorival Halvensky Pierre. Demetris Tihan Harrington Jr. Hannah Sky Harrington. Jakaya Rianne Harris. Sky Vanier Harris. Charlie Hartson. Sarah Hasanagich. Katija Hebel. Kennedy Joe Heimbuck. Rachel Ellen Herbert. Najee Amor Shamin Hester. Eden James Hobart. Emma Michaela Hollingsworth. Jada Elise Holmes. Samuel O. Hopper, Jr. Terrell Montrese Hoskins, Jr. Joseph Dominic Hudson. Ian Hunter. Addison Jean Hurst. Amar Husich. Arma Husich. Caden Ibrachich. Floressa Hajia Adrizi. Stanley Iosef. Damian Jerome Jackson. Natea Elizabeth Jackson. Tamar Laderick Jackson. Austin Allen Jacobson. Gavin Michael Jaby. Maya Denise Jenkins. Eris Olivia Johnson. Faith L. Johnson. Patrick Jerome Johnson, Jr. Raven Patrice Johnson. Ella Elizabeth Johnston. Inea Lene Jones. Julius Matthew Jones. Alexander James Jorgensen. Jade Elizabeth Jorgensen. Amra Kaitezovich. Allison Jane Caliban. Leah Marie Kelsom. Levi James Kelsom. Hogan Joseph Coulter. Vivian Ella Rose Johnson. Hannah Lynn Cook. Max Cooper Kane. Henry Helmer Cannell. Aldiana Kantarovich. Preston Ray Keast. Bailey Corinne Kestel. Nathaniel J. Klein. Pa Kim Wee. Kiernan Joseph Nieskern. Thane Edward Knoble. John Michael Eugene Cook. Braden Justice Krantz. Kylie Tedlin Kresser. Amel Kudich. Sophia Jean Lang. Zarifa Latich. Georgia Lawrence. Masai LaFleur. Araya Nicole K. Lemons. Emerson Grace Lichty. Stephen Lee. Ryan Michael Lindeman. Sharon Rosepar Ling. Madison Renee Long. Araceli Marie Lopez. Viviana K. Lopez. Carlos Adolfo Lopez Baltazar. Edgar Lopez Gomez. Brian Lopez Hernandez. Olga Marina Lopez Perez. Braylon Love. Marielle Altrish Loyola. Alexandra Jessie Luck. M.L. Luke.
Danielle Lee Madinger. Plamidi Saleh Mahamba. Eldina Mayutich. Charlotte Sandra Malachek. Joyce Amelia Samuel Mahambu. Julil Jamal Manigo. Grace Olivia Marlin. Alexander Martin Jr. James William Martinez. Gabriel Michael Mata. Lucrecia Matias Felipe. Avery Gray Matz. Madison K. Maurer. Olivia Isabella McConnell Ackerson. Amari Daquan McCoy. Evan Edward McGuffey. Boo May. Lou May. Shay May. Adolfo Mendez Francisco. Audrey Ide Mendez Ramon. Javier Mendoza Asensio. Clark Herbert Meehee. Clarice Viola Miller. Jacob Stephen Jerome Millett. Jabrion Cottrell Mills. Kiana Nicole Mitchell. Ariel Mora. Yordi Benedicto Morales Hermanio. Tristan Taylor Morin. Leah Mukenzie. Sujes Mutotu. Nora Nasri. Jade Forrester Nevius. Celestin Butu Nagulo. Naomi Wynn. Randy Wynn. Tikon Huin Wynn. Ethan Thomas Nye. Gavin Cole Nielsen. Marissa Joe Neiman. Lucero Novella. Lucette Niamarogo. Mila Renee Ortman. Ariana May Ostall. Elvin Pajazatovich. Emil Paich. Emra Paich. Lydia Marin Palmer. DC Paw. December Paw. Say Paw. Tamla Paw. Kaylee Drew Pierce. Darnell Lakeith Pearson. Tessa Kathleen Perdry. Corbin D. Peters. Jaden D. Pham. Reed James Platt. Marcos Michelle Portilla Vasquez. Jennifer Quinto Navarro. Alexis Rose Raffi. Emmanuel Gabriel Ramirez. Jorge Raulito Ramirez. Dylan Lucas Ramsey. Xavier Cade Ramsey. Isabel Blue Rand. Ajan Ray Joseph Renhel. Claw Ray. Lee Ray. Sue Ray. Lizzie Ryman. Benjamin Neil Reinerston. Kylie Jordan Reinitz. Mason Allen Ryants. Maddie Lou Richmeyer. Jack Anderson Rickers. Anna Marie Reardon. Addison Holly Reister. Benjamin Edward Ritter. Colin Jasper Ritter. Elma Riesvich. Andrew William Rogers. Salma Sahir Orozco. Aziz Salihovic. Tariq Samharich. Clarissa Sanchez. Lee Isabel Shares. Brody Miller Schmidt. Manning David Schwickerath. Joey Sells. Janea Karen Shaw. Madeline Marie Sinclair. Kenan Solivo. Jada Sarie Smith. Sarai. Tiara Snyder. Destiny Snow. Veronica T.B. Solomon. Braxton Hallion Spratt. Gunnar Ryan Steele. Alexis Sue Steimel. Zachary Hans Steva. Trinity Anisha May Stokes Flowers. Say Diamond Sumo. Caleb Russell Serpenot. Darion Lamont Sykes. Lily Ann Nevaeh Tabor. Luis Eduardo Tata Zamora. Katie Ruth Tallman. Manuel Alberto Tapia. Miguel Angel Tapia. Ashley Nicole Taylor. Cassidy Esther Taylor. Najee Ray Tenney. Schopenhauer Thermidor. Kelsey Robin Thierman. Ethan Richard Thomas. Matthew Paul Thomas. Nathan Alexander Thomas. Claire Caitlin Thompson. Gavin Robert Thorpe. Morgan Sue Teescotter. Kyla Gianna Tomei. Garrett G. Tompkins. June Lee Tun. Shakiran Tucson. Saul Torres. Annie Tran. Haven Alina Hope Turner. Kaiba Lanaje Tyler. Carlos Alberto Valencia Bernardo. Emiliano Adrian Valerio Hamilton. Niall Gerald Vallum. Sophia Marie Vandersea. Variz Norgayas. Jose Armando Vicente Escobar. Mariana Faye Viganogovich. Delaney Lynn Vaughn Ashen. Allison Christine Walstead. Sydney Jean Wass. Dayton Rihanna Idell Weber. Brandy Jean Webster. Landon James Wirtz. Dinko West. Bryce Douglas Westmeyer. Reagan Simone Westfall. Tyrell Anthony White. Janine May Wildebor Tompkins. Kalia Naomi Wilder. Akila Trinette Nicole Williams. Ashlyn Pearl Williams. Asim Williams. Daisy Amy Williams. Sean John Wiltrout. Day Win. Jaden Nicole Worth. Abigail Crystal Wooden. Warren Matthias Wortham Jr. Navon Wright.
All right, we're about ready to wrap this up. I would like to invite everybody to please rise for our alma mater. If you could please rise. The West High Choir is going to perform the alma mater right behind me. Congratulations, Waterloo West High, class of 2025. We are now to the portion of the program where I would invite you to move your tassels from your right to your left and give yourselves a round of applause. Congratulations, 2025. There it is. Throw them up in the air, guys. Graduates will return through the tunnel, and you can meet your graduates out in the parking lot. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.